First, we're getting answers to one of the biggest questions surrounding how the suspected Poway synagogue shooter bought his gun. 10 News broke the story this week that 19-year-old suspect John Earnest had an invalid hunting license, meaning he was legally too young to get that gun.
So the question remained, was checking the license the state's responsibility or the gun shop's? Our 10 News reporter John Horn has been digging into the story all week long.
Yeah, and it was stunning. This whole thing was stunning as soon as we found out that Ernest's hunting license was invalid. But it also put us down a very important path, and that was to find out how Ernest was able to get the gun at 19 without that license. Well, it turns out the state's Justice Department leaves verifying hunting licenses up to the individual gun shops. New scrutiny Friday over how the state is enforcing its new law that blocks people under 21 from buying rifles. The questions come after accused Poway synagogue shooter John Earnest was able to buy a gun in San Diego at 19 without a valid hunting license. That license, one of 3 exemptions that allow people under 21 to buy long guns, the others military and law enforcement. Receipts show Earnest, a college student, picked up the AR-15 style rifle from San Diego Guns on April 26th. It was the day before the attack on the Chabad of Poway and more than 2 months before his hunting license would become valid. The state Justice Department now telling 10 News it is the gun shop's responsibility to determine the validity of the license before allowing the customer to fill out the online application. During the ensuing 10-day waiting period, the state checks things like criminal history and mental capacity, not hunting licenses. An employee at the gun shop declined comment Friday. Prosecutors say Earnest killed Chabad of Poway congregant Lori Kay and injured 3 others in the attack, including 8-year-old Noya Dahan, shown here. Her father, Israel, did an interview with 10 News just days after the shooting.
It makes me feel bad like any other father. Nightmares? Yes, there is nightmare. They're sleeping with us.
Reached Friday, Israel Dahan said he knew something was off when a 19-year-old had a gun. He added, however, that despite what the laws say, in the end, Ernest would have found a way to get a firearm legally or illegally. Earlier in the week, an employee at San Diego Guns insisted they did everything right in the transaction. The Justice Department says gun shops violating the rule would have limited time to correct any violation, which could include getting the firearm back. But just remember that Ernest allegedly carried out the attack the day after he picked up the weapon.
We saw some of the survivors in your story there. The last time we talked with them was just days after the shooting. 4 months now on, how are they doing?
Oh, it's been very difficult. It's the unthinkable. I spoke to Israel Dahan, and he told me that Noya is going to need a little surgery on her cheek just to eliminate some of the shrapnel left over. I also spoke to Dr. Kay, Lori Kay's husband. He declined to comment, but he told me that he's just trying to focus on the positive. Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein was unavailable, but the other 2 I did speak with.
Trauma mentally, too, has to be so tough.
Yes.
Thank you, John.